Hello, Rahul. I'm excited to lead this deep dive into Freakonomics. As Levitt and Dubner write, morality, it could be argued, represents the way that people would like the world to work, whereas economics represents how it actually does work. In this 9-minute review, we'll explore the hidden side of everything, using data to uncover the truth behind everyday life. Let's get started. Chapter 1 defines incentives. An incentive is simply a means of urging people to do more of a good thing or less of a bad thing. Levitt breaks them into 3 types: economic, the wallet; social, the reputation; and moral, the conscience. Understanding these is essential because, as the authors note, an incentive is a bullet with astonishing power to change a situation. Take the Israeli daycare experiment. When a fine was introduced for late parents, late pickups increased. Why? Because the fine replaced a moral incentive, guilt, with a cheap economic one. The fine was too small, Levitt explains. For $3, a parent could buy off their guilt. It's a perfect example of how incentives can backfire if not calibrated correctly. Levitt then looks at cheating. In Chicago schools and Japanese sumo rings, he found the same pattern. People cheat when the stakes are high enough. If you can't cheat, you can't win, some might say. But Levitt proves it's actually, if the incentives are right, someone will cheat. By analysing win-loss data, he uncovered the hidden fingerprints of corruption in both education and sport. The core of Chapter 1 is that incentives are the cornerstone of modern life. As a rogue economist, Levitt's job is to look past what people say they care about and see what they actually care about. The data doesn't lie, even when the people do. In Chapter 2, we see that information is the ultimate weapon. The Ku Klux Klan was a powerful secret society until Stetson Kennedy made their rituals public. He turned their secrets into child's play on the radio. Information is a beacon, a cudgel, an olive branch, or a deterrent, Levitt writes. Once the information was shared, the Klan's secret power evaporated. This same information asymmetry exists between you and your real estate agent. Levitt found that agents sell their own homes for more and keep them on the market longer than their clients' homes. The expert is a person whose information advantage gives him an incentive to use it to your detriment, the book states. It's not that agents are bad people. They just have different incentives than you do. But the internet is changing this. By democratizing data, it has destroyed the info monopoly of many experts. Whether it's car sales or life insurance, the internet has stripped the expert of much of his power, Levitt notes. Today, the consumer has the beacon of information, making the world more transparent and fair for everyone. Chapter 3 challenges conventional wisdom. Why do we believe things that aren't true? Levitt takes on the myth of the rich drug dealer. The conventional wisdom is often wrong, he writes, usually a product of convenience and self-interest. It turns out street-level dealers are actually struggling to survive on less than minimum wage. The drug trade is organized just like a corporation or a franchise. There is a CEO, regional managers, and many low-level franchisees. If you were to look at a drug gang's organizational chart, you might find it strikingly similar to a corporate one, Levitt explains. Most of the workers are taking 100% of the risk for less than 1% of the reward, hoping for a promotion. We stick to conventional wisdom because it's easy. But Freakonomics asks us to be rogue, to look at the uncomfortable data instead. As the authors put it, we should be suspicious of conventional wisdom because it is often a product of self-interest for the people who create it. In Chapter 4, we solve the crime drop mystery. In the early 90s, experts predicted a crime wave, but crime plummeted instead. Levitt argues the cause was the 1973 Roe versus Wade decision. It wasn't gun control or a better economy, he writes. It was the fact that many children who would have been high risk for criminal behavior were never born. It's a controversial but data-backed conclusion. This highlights the distant cause theory. Society's biggest changes often come from things that happened 20 years ago. The most dramatic changes often have the most invisible causes, Levitt notes. To understand today, we must look at the hidden incentives of yesterday. Correlation is not always causation, but data always leaves a trail. Chapter 5 asks, what makes a perfect parent? Modern parents are obsessed with what they do, reading every night, buying certain toys, but Levitt's data shows these actions have zero correlation with test scores. The parenting experts are usually more interested in their own theories than in the data, he writes. What matters is who the parents are. Being a highly educated, older and high-earning parent matters more than reading to your child every night. Success is baked in long before the first book is opened. Good parents tend to have successful kids because of who they are, Levitt argues, not because of the museums they visit. It's a message that should actually relieve parent anxiety. We often confuse correlation with causation in parenting. If kids with books in the house do better, it's not because the books are magic. It's because parents who have books tend to be more educated and provide a better environment overall. Data clarifies what intuition muddles. Finally, in Chapter 6, we look at baby names. Do names dictate your destiny? The answer is a clear no. Names are a marker of parents' socio-economic status. High-end names trickle down to the masses over time. A name is not a destiny, Levitt concludes, but it is a window into a parent's mindset. It tells us where the parents were in society when the child was born. A unique name doesn't make you successful, but parents who choose certain names are often more likely to have successful traits themselves. We confuse labels with the underlying reality of our lives. Freakonomics challenges us to look past the name and into the data of the person. In the epilogue, Levitt shares the story of two boys from vastly different backgrounds. Both ended up successful, proving that hidden incentives and environment matter more than just your starting point. The world is full of hidden side of everything, the authors write. Every outcome has a story in the data, if you are willing to look. So, Rahul, Freakonomics is a tool for seeing the world as it really is. It's about incentives, data, and the courage to challenge conventional wisdom. Economics is the study of incentives, Levitt says. I hope this deep dive using your own avatar has brought these chapters to life for you. Thanks for watching. Now that we've explored the hidden side of economics together, what other mysteries will you uncover? Remember, look at the incentives and you'll find the truth. I'll see you in the next review.